Hey, folks, how you doing? 1st of July, 2015. This is the American Liberty Radio Live. American Liberty Radio Live. If I could get my mouth to work properly, maybe more coffee, I don't know. I want to make this clear. Okay? Want to make this perfectly clear because I pull no punches. I don't want to pull any punches. I want to give you exactly what I am given. I want to share with you the stories that I see. And I want you to really pay attention to what is out there. Because here's the thing. We see what's going on. We see it. It's there. We know it's there. We see it's there. There are people out there who, honestly, don't want to see it. And those are the people that need to see it. Okay? Those are the people that have to see it. What's going on? I'm amazed that people seriously, they're sheep. Okay? They're nothing but sheep. I cannot even begin to understand why people don't want to see what's going on. Curious as I might be, that curiosity is not going to be satisfied. That curiosity is not going to be satisfied because people don't want to know. Something was brought up to me the other day. And I've known this for a while, but it was brought up again. Do you know why churches call their people flock? Do you know why the pastor is leading the flock? It's because they are sheep. And you know why they need a leader? Because sheep are dumb. Okay? That's just the way it is. There's no getting around that. But I will say this. If people want to know, they'll know. They'll take the time out to do what they need to do to find out. Okay? That's just the way it is. Take the time out to find out. Because you're never going to know until you do. And you're never going to know unless you really want to. That's why people don't want to know the truth. They don't want to know the facts. They don't want to know any of it. Because their big excuse is, I don't want to hear bad things because I don't want it ruining my day. Well, you're ignoring it. Your day is already ruined. I'm going to go to break. Be right back in about, I don't know, minute and a half, 2 minutes, something like that. I don't know, about a minute and a half. So anyway, there's a lot.
The reality.
Never mind. Went to the wrong one. There's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. And it's coming up. Go to American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Check it out. And you can always email me, AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Go to the website, AmericanLibertyRadio.com.
The reality underneath the honesty.
Listen to Brian Lang over at Live Truth Radio. Go to LiveTruthRadio.com for more information.
What we see is not reality. It is distorted reality. Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook. The only choice for all your independent hits on the internet. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Go to RadioRockTheBlitz.blogspot.com. Are you a voice actor? Would you like to perform on radio plays? Send your audition clips to Eastland Radio Theater. Scripts are available. Send your information to Eastland Radio Theater at USA.com. The following program is filled with truth and facts. This program may not be suitable for the liberal-minded. Hey, folks, this is the American Liberty Radio Live right here for the 1st of July, 2015. How are ya? Are you doing good? Are you happening? Are you, well, hey, you woke up this morning. That's good. How y'all doing? AmericanLibertyRadio.com is the web address. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com is the email address. You can go to American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Check that out. That's what I'm going to be talking about. A lot of the articles there. Also, you can Twitter me. Yeah, I got a Twitter. Yeah. I never promote it much, but I got a Twitter. I had it for a while. How about going and going to Twitter? At Real W.S. Pierce. That's the one. At Real W.S. Pierce. That would be me. And anyway, what do we got? What do we got, folks? American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Now we know why huge TPP trade deal is kept secret from the public. Wow. Okay. I mean, I have a question. I'm going to ask a question. Why is it? Just a question. Why is it people don't want to know? Is it because they're just? Is it because of a somewhat of an internal safety mechanism? They're like, I don't want to know anything. I don't want to know. I just want to go live. And what is it? I still don't understand it. And I'm a student of human behavior. And let me tell you something. Humans are behaving badly. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. All right. From GOVT, short for government, govtslaves.info. Now we know why the huge TPP trade deal is kept secret from the public. This was written by Dave Johnson. A key section of the secret Trans-Pacific Partnership Trade Agreement has been leaked to the public. The New York Times has a major story on the contents of the leaked chapter, and it's as bad as many of us have feared. Now we know why the corporations and the Obama administration want a TPP, a huge trade, that's in quotes, trade agreement being negotiated between the United States and 11 other countries, kept secret from the public until it's too late to stop it. The section of the TPP that has leaked is the quote-unquote investment chapter that includes investor-state dispute settlement clauses. WikiLeaks has the text and analysis, and the Times has the story, and Trans-Pacific Partnership seen as door to foreign suits against the U.S. An ambitious 12-nation trade accord pushed by President Obama would allow foreign corporations to sue the United States government for actions that undermine their investment, quote-unquote, expectations
and hurt their business, according to a classified document. The Trans-Pacific Partnership, a cornerstone of Mr. Obama's remaining economic agenda, would grant broad powers to multinational companies operating in North America, South America, and Asia. Under the accord, still under negotiation but nearing completion, companies and investors would be empowered to challenge regulations, rules, government action, and court rulings, federal, state, or local, before tribunals organized under the World Bank or the United Nations. You understand where that's going, folks? Do you understand? Also in the TPP, it came out that, well, let's just basically say this. There are no longer any borders. We live in the North American Union, which was put together by President Obama, Prime Minister, Paul Martin, I think it was, and then President Vicente Fox of Mexico. 2005, Baylor University. Go look that up. Then I believe in 2010, I think it was 2010, President Obama turned around and with then Prime Minister of Canada and still Stephen Harper, and I believe was the current president of Mexico, I can't remember his name offhand, got together and, no, it was Felipe Calderon of Mexico at that time, turned around and signed another document enforcing basically the infrastructure of the other document that President Bush signed. Basically, you design the foundation. That's what they did in 2005. Then you build the house. That was 2010. And now you put all the stuff in the house. TPP, Trans-Pacific Partnership. We're done, folks. The United States of America, as we know it, as we see it out in front of us, is completely gone. Okay, we now live in the North American Union, all right? But in our hearts, in our minds, our souls, we know what the U.S. is, don't we? We're patriotic enough to stand up for it, protect it, and take it back. Now, here is another question, and the question is this. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to put your life on the line to do that? Because as far as I see, and yes, I'm going to call them out, so-called Christians are the most intolerant cowards I have ever seen. Okay? Now, who's more intolerant? The Christians who won't stand up for what they believe in, including the United States of America, which they have said is their home, that they would protect with God's help, according to them, or the Muslims in the Islamic states overseas who take homosexuals and throw them off buildings. Okay? Who's the more cowardly? I would probably have to say the Christians. Oh, it's God's will that those people went to heaven by having their heads chopped off. Really? I know there are a ton of Christians right now with military experience and also connections. I know there's protocol to follow. I know I was in the military. I know there's certain chain of command you got to go through. But have you heard of these little groups of people called state militias? How about citizen militias? Okay. How about mercenaries? Have you heard of them? Why don't we just pack all of you up, put you in a transport, send you over in the Middle East, and you can start blowing crap up like you want to. Yeah, I know. Am I calling for war? No. I'm just getting sick and tired of people sitting on their ass doing nothing. Oh, yeah, I point my finger at me. In the next few months, things are going to be changing again. So I'll let you know more about that later. But the bottom line is, we've got a lot of people sitting around on their ass. We got a lot of people that call themselves Christians, that call themselves patriots, that call themselves, freedom fighters, that do nothing at all. Here, let me give you an example. It's a real life example. It just happened recently. The Greek debt crisis. The banks yesterday and the day before closed because they defaulted on their debt to the IMF, to the World Bank. Why do we have a World Bank? I'm just wondering. They closed the banks in Greece. One picture I saw this morning showed hundreds, tens of thousands of people in the streets. I don't see one person in the U.S. or groups of people in the U.S. doing that. Okay? I don't. Why? Is it because you don't want to be inconvenienced? Is it because you don't want to get out? Oh, you need to be to work. How's that? You need to go to work. Okay. Oh, it's too hot out, or I can go on and on and on with all the lame excuses. I don't see one person or groups of people going to the governor's mansion in your state or going to your state capital and surrounding it and demanding the arrest and prosecution of a criminal organization called the United States of America Incorporated. I don't see it. That's cutting the head off the snake, by the way. I don't see you going to the Federal Reserve in your areas. I don't see you going to the banks in your areas. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because you're a bunch of cowards. You're a bunch of cowards. Well, what about you? Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go. What are you waiting for? Somebody else? You waiting for another head to pop up on your network news, your cable news, showing somebody out in front of a bank raising hell because of the debt crisis over there in Greece, the debt crisis, or even the debt here? Did you know that the USDebtClock.org, did you know that has been stopped for weeks? We're somewhere, if my calculations are correct, we're somewhere in the vicinity of about $21 to $22 trillion in debt, according to that. That's on the books. In the derivatives market that the feds say we owe, you and I, taxpayers owe, is somewhere in the vicinity of about $2 to $2.5 quadrillion. And let's take a page out of Iceland's book and arrest all the bankers and throw their asses in jail. Let's dump the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, rewrite one, and make it for the people. Look what Iceland did. Guess what? They're prospering. They kicked the EU out. And they're much smaller than the U.S. Okay? I don't know, folks. I do not know. I just don't. I'm at the point now where I almost, not quite there yet, but almost want to reach out and start slapping people around. I'm almost there. Not quite, almost. So that wouldn't work either, okay? I would just hurt my hand and they would get even more pissed off. So what's the answer, folks? Honestly, one word: action. I just don't know too many people right now that would want to take the action. Why? I mentioned a few reasons why. About if you stop making excuses and find a reason to protect this country, maybe, just maybe, something might get done. Kind of curious. Just, kind of curious. That's all. Hey, I'm going to take a break here, folks. I'm going to go away. I'll be back. 2 minutes. Not going to be long. Not going to be gone for long. 2 minutes. I'll be back. AmericanLibertyRadio.com. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. Talk to you in a bit. Be right back after this.
Eastland Radio Repertory Theater is looking for you. Do you like old-time radio shows? Do you do voiceovers and want to hone your abilities? Have you ever wanted to try your hand at voice acting? Well, you are in luck because Eastland Radio Repertory Theater is casting voice characters for a play currently in pre-production. For more information, contact Eastland Radio Repertory Theater at eastlandradiotheater@usa.com or simply go to their website at eastlandradiotheater.weebly.com.
The reality underneath the honesty. Live Truth Radio. Live Truth Radio with your host, Brian Lang. LiveTruthRadio.com. From behind enemy lines in FEMA Region 9, this is the American Liberty Radio Network. Listen to the best indie rock on the internet. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Go to radiorocktheblitz.blogspot.com. The following program is filled with truth and facts. This program may not be suitable for the liberal-minded. Hey, welcome back. Yeah, I'm going to skip the bottom of the hour break, so I'm going to go at the 40-minute mark. So hang with me there, will ya? Hope you're doing good. This is the 1st of July, 2015. Things are changing for the network, and I'll tell you more about that later. Oh, God. American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Let me go hammer out another story for you. Yeah. Let me, geez, I put a story up twice. Isn't that crazy? Here we go. This is what Michael Snyder wrote this over at, again, Government Slaves. That's GOVT, short for government, slaves.info. The $75 trillion shadow banking system is in danger of collapsing. Keep an eye on the shadow banking system. It's about to be shaken to the core. According to the Financial Stability Board, the size of the global shadow banking system has reached an astounding $75 trillion. It has approximately tripled the size since 2002. In the U.S. alone, the size of the shadow banking system is approximately $24 trillion. At this point, shadow banking assets in the United States are even greater than those of the conventional banks. These shadow banks are largely unregulated, but governments around the world have been extremely hesitant to crack down on them because these non-bank lenders have helped fuel economic growth. But in the end, we will all likely pay a very great price for allowing these exceedingly reckless financial institutions to run wild. If you're not familiar with the shadow banking system, the following is a pretty good definition from investinganswers.com. The shadow banking system, or shadow financial system, is a network of financial institutions comprised of non-depository banks, i.e. investment banks, structured investment vehicles, conduits, hedge funds, non-bank financial institutions, and money market funds. How's it work? Shadow banking institutions generally serve as intermediaries between investors and borrowers, providing credit and capital for investors, institutional investors, or corporations, and profiting from fees and or the arbitrage in interest rates. Before shadow banking institutions Because shadow banking institutions don't receive traditional deposits like a depository bank, they have escaped most regulatory limits and laws imposed on the traditional banking system. Members are able to operate without being subject to regulatory oversight for unregulated activities. An example of an unregulated activity is the credit default swap. Remember that? You can see all that and read the rest of that on American Liberty Radio Network. Just scroll on down. You'll see the $75 trillion shadow banking system is in danger of collapsing. Remember the other day, the word got out that the courts decided, NSA can spy again. I think it was yesterday. But wasn't it last week that they said they can't? They shut them down for some reason? How come RT is the only one that tells the truth? Well, sort of, kind of. License to Snoop Court revives NSA spying program through December. This is just yesterday, actually. The NSA can reboot its bulk collection program, which expired on June 1st, for a period of 5 more months. This was a decision of a federal spy court, FISA, basically. Federal spy court put in charge of reviewing the agency's future petitions for records under the USA Freedom Act, which is the U.S. Patriot Act, just redefined and added more stuff and name change. Judge Michael Mossman of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, see, the FISC, or did I say FISA? Yeah, it was FISC. Opened his 26-page decision with a French phrase meaning the more things change,
the more they stay the same. Before granting the government's request, filed mere minutes after the USA Freedom Act was signed into law on June 2nd. That's also up on American Liberty Radio Network Facebook page. I don't know, folks. Sometimes I just don't know what to say. Okay? Sometimes I look around and I just I have to laugh at the idiocy that is just out there from people. I have to laugh because if I don't, I'd, probably slap them around and try to make them wake up, and that's not good. I don't know, man. Hey, I want to welcome into the chat room Mr. Nick Tucker from Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook. Check it out. Talk about rants and information-filled rants and specifics, and oh my God. Go to Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook. So, yeah. Man, oh man, oh man. You think I get a little pissed. Oof. Hey, did you hear what happened in California? Governor Brown signed into law that basically said parents do not have the right to decide for their children whether or not they're going to get vaccines. Oh, let me be more specific. Naturalnews.com. Bought off California lawmakers approve SB 277 mandatory vaccine law. Written by Ethan A. Huff over at naturalnews.com. Thank you, Ethan. Health freedom advocates are rallying to stop California Governor Jerry Brown from signing into law Senate Bill 277, which threatens to eliminate the freedom of parents to opt their children out of vaccines for personal or philosophical reasons. Reports indicate that SB 277 has passed through the California legislature despite massive public outcry and is now being sent to Governor Brown's office for final consideration. This was put up the 26th of June. It's passed, folks. The governor signed it, I think it was last night or this morning. And it harkens back to the criticism that was in the Clinton administration when Hillary Clinton wrote a book, It Takes a Village, or whatever the hell that book was. I never read it, so I really don't care, but I do remember the title. Folks, let me spell something out for you in one word. Communism. Let me give you an idea. How about medical tyranny? Because Governor Brown decided that him and his people in his state know what's better for your children. It's also, as of today, in Nevada, and Nick, if you're still in the chat room there, correct me if I'm wrong, Governor Sandoval signed a whole bunch of stuff a few months back that became law today, the 1st of July, 2015. Over 200 more new laws that are on the books. And over 75% of them are new taxes. Okay? Corporate taxes going up. I don't know what else. I haven't seen the list. But I can tell you this. Pay attention to the fact, Nevadans, hello, 85% of my listeners live in Nevada.
live in Reno specifically. Okay. Pay attention to this. Go around town this weekend, or even if you're out and about this week. Look at and compare 6 months ago to today, tomorrow, this weekend. How many houses in your neighborhood are either for sale or up for rent? People are leaving Nevada. Now, a lot of people will tell you, well, no, they're not. They're not leaving. Their families grew up and then they're out and they don't need a big house. And No. There's a website, and I forget the name of it offhand. I'll look for it later and put it in the American Liberty Radio Network Facebook page. But it shows the statistics of how many people in the last 5 years at least have left Nevada. And you can do this with any state. A lot of people left California. A lot of people are leaving Nevada. And I've been here since 2006. And we've driven around and saw a lot of houses for sale and up for rent. Because people are leaving. Apartment rents are going up. Ours just went up. Yeah. It's getting that bad, folks. Oh, and by the way, get your money out of the bank. This Greek debt crisis, yeah, it's going to affect you because it's coming over here. To prop up those other countries, where do you think the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank are going to get the money? Seriously. Get your money out of the bank. Keep enough in there to handle your bills, but get the rest out. To get the rest of it out. Okay? Because you don't need it in there. It's called bail-in. Go look that one up. The United States government doesn't give a rip about you. Never have, never will. You got money, they want it. They're not going to take it, you say? Oh, yes, they are. You got a bank account, they'll steal it right out from underneath you. Okay? And yes, Nick Tucker said I was correct. 200 new laws as of today. Okay? I got to get him on the show, man. He's been in, I call it hiatus, an extended hiatus from his podcast. He's got to get back on the show, man. So, oh, man. I'm going to go to break. It's the 40 after mark. I'll come back and decide whether or not I want to do another hour. So hang out with me. It'll be cool. Go to American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Check out some of the articles I'm going to talk about. I'm going to highlight some I read in a podcast earlier today. So if you have any questions, concerns, comments, even if you disagree with me, the burden of proof is on you. So email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. If you have anything to share with me, go ahead. I'd like that too. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com for more information. So, hey, oh man, what am I? Folks, we really, really, really have to pay attention to what's going on. Seriously, I'm not kidding with you. We really have to do this. Yeah, let's go to break. I'll be back. Don't go away. AmericanLibertyRadio.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com.
The reality underneath.
Whoops.
The reality underneath the honesty. Listen to Brian Lang over at Live Truth Radio. Go to livetruthradio.com
'em. 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 'Em.
what we see is not reality. It is distorted reality. Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook. The only choice for all your independent hits on the internet. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Go to radiorocktheblitz.blogspot.com.
Grand adventure.
Yeah.
From the directorial debut of Brian James Griffo, two brothers faced with a rare genetic disease that causes blindness decide to take a journey of a lifetime and answer the question, what would you see if you knew you were going to go blind?
It honestly makes me feel so small and like whatever problems I have are nothing.
What would you do?
You're supposed to smell it first.
Who would you meet?
This is an opportunity for us to connect with people.
In a groundbreaking documentary that cuts to the heart of what it means to be a brother.
It blows my mind that 100 years ago, this is how people would have done this trip that we're doing. Yep.
And gain a world of vision while losing eyesight. Come along to be inspired and reminded of the very meaning of life through a 12,000-mile road trip. Driving Blind. Coming soon.
Coming to America.
Hey, this is Frank Hannon. I want to tell you about an exciting brand new rock and roll album coming out this year by guitarist Greg Golden. Greg Golden's new album is some old school sounding rock and roll music that's sure to be a classic, featuring some killer songs, blazing guitar solos, and awesome lead vocals by Jeff Sandoval and Randy Scholes from Montrose.
Far away, so far away, from peace inside the four winds play.
Take a listen to some of these songs on this album. Check out the new Greg Golden album coming out on Red Hawk Records this year. www.greggoldenband.com.
Hey, folks. How you doing? Almost. You know, live radio can be interesting. Yeah, rush back to your chair, put on the headphones. Oh, my God, the music's almost over. Oh, my God. Hey, giving you a little insight of what happens behind the curtain over here. You know, it's like, really? I'm not the freaking Wizard of Oz over here. I just can't snap my fingers and make it happen. I got to push buttons and all that. Whoops, I'm not one of those people. But, yeah, I'm just a one-man operation here. So anyway, hey, anyway, yeah, I just heard that. Yeah, Greg Golden. He's a guitarist, wonderful, just really wonderful guy. I've talked to him several times. He owns Bizarre Guitar here in Reno. Just really super. If you get a chance, pick up his album, man. You heard some of the music. I mean, hey, he's just an awesome guy. Anyway, American Liberty Radio on Facebook. American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Oh, I don't know. What can we say? From forbiddennews.info. Jews use, quote-unquote, crowds on demand company to create illusion of support for their global takeover. Somebody want to check that out? I've been doing some digging, but, you know. Yeah, so there you go. Mark Levin explains how Obama's actions line up exactly with the rules for radicals. If you haven't heard or read the book, Rules for Radicals, Saul Alinsky, you might want to check that out. Rush Limbaugh points out the huge fact that the Confederate flag, that the media won't report. Yeah, it's not about racism, people. Although it has become the symbol of racism. It wasn't that in the beginning, okay? And then I have a thing here from Minds.com, 7 critical graphics showing who owns all the major brands in the world. So there you go. Now, this is what I wanted to talk about here in the remaining moments. Yes, I'm only going to go for an hour. Sorry. I wanted to talk about this. Now, I don't hear any more about Jade Helm 15. Do you? Have you? Let me know. Nick, have you heard anything recently in the last week or so? I haven't heard much. And I know damn well Alex Jones isn't going to cover it. I don't know why. Yeah, but I don't know. Again, from government, that's GOVT slaves.info. Jade Helm 15 extended till November as FEMA goes door to door in Texas. What? Stephen Stanford over at Government Slaves Info wrote this or contributed to this. With FEMA now going door to door in Spring, Texas in groups of 8, as shared in the brand new second video below, there's a video on this page you might want to check out as well, asking about storm damage, ANP will share with you a note below from one of our readers in Snyderg, Snyderg, S-N-Y-D-E-R-G, Snyderg, Texas, who recently had the opportunity to speak with the Texas sheriff about Jade Helm 15. What the sheriff told our reader and what he didn't tell our reader made our hair stand on end. Jade Helm 15 may be extended till November, and it may consist of martial law. Now, let me interject this. Pete Santilli at thePeteSantilliShow.com did some digging. Found out that the Jade part of Jade Helm is an artificial intelligence software program to collect data. Okay? Yeah. The technocrats have taken over, apparently. Continuing, I'm just going to read this. You can read the rest and see the videos. We also take a look at a letter from the U.S. military officer to his representative in Washington, D.C., French Hill, about Barack Obama's ongoing dismantling of the U.S. military and what would be coming next should Hillary Clinton somehow win in 2016 in the scathing letter published on gradegov.com called "Wake Up, You Elected Leaders. This is exactly why we Americans elected you, to make sure this will never happen in a free society, and a president that uses his power as a fascism manner," unquote. What this officer warns us may be coming next under Hillary Clinton administration is a warning that all of us need to read. Additionally, Aaron Wilson recently had the opportunity to interview retired U.S. Navy Admiral Ace Lyons about the 2016 litmus test. That video is the first one below. It goes on and on and on and on. Huge list. Please take time and read it. There's been reports also about people seeing military convoys on the highways in their cities. Okay? It's been all over. It's been all over the place. California to Oregon, everywhere. Nick Tucker says, with the distractions of the church shooting, Confederate flag BS, it's all out of the public news as usual. In other words, a big-ass crisis happens, and people are all distracted by that when behind the scenes the TPP gets signed by President Obama, which eliminates the borders and increases the power of multinational companies in the U.S. Did I get that right? Did I nail that on? Did I nail that one to the wall? All right. In other words, you're distracted, and behind your back, something is happening, and you don't know anything about it, but you're being distracted by what's ever out in front of you, or whatever, right? So there you go. I look at it this way, folks. From my perspective, this is what I see. When the Supreme Court last week said, gay marriage is legal and recognized all over the United States, what happened? Well, other than people losing their freaking minds, the TPP was signed into law. The Trans-Pacific Partnership was signed. Let's see. The Confederate flag flap. No pun intended. When that happened, what happened? What was going on behind the scenes at that point? The tail end of the stories about JDM 15. Okay? And now, what do we have? What's happening at the moment? Okay? What's happening at the moment? Okay? Well, let's go to Infowars.com. Okay. Report. FBI agents telling friends and family to avoid July 4th celebrations. Also, and that's from Paul Joseph Watson, also from Steve Watson, his brother, support drops further for gun control. And from Alex Jones himself, special report, government banning all freedom. Little sensationalizing there, but the message has gotten out there. Okay? Now, it's one thing to call people that look behind the scenes at what's going on and ask critical questions, calling them conspiracy theorists. And it's another to watch those same people get skull plugged in every direction and then wake up and go, what the hell just happened to me? It's good to see these people turn around and see what's going on. What's not good is we have 300 and something million people in this country. I would say anywhere between 60 to 70% of those people are adults. They work. They do what they do. They survive. They know what's going on. And they hope that everything changes, but they know that it's not going to by the hand of the government. Okay? There are a small amount of people, small percentage of people in Washington, D.C., pushing out all of this propaganda that you're distracted by. Hey, look over here at this hand over here. Look, yes, we're doing this for the people, but on the other hand, they're taking money out of your wallet to go buy lunch for themselves. And you don't even know it until later. This is how quickly they distract you. The information has been pushed out in the last 6 months so quick that even myself and Nick Tucker, Brian Lang, we can't keep up with it. It changes every 5 minutes. So this is where you come into play. I can tell you all this stuff, but I encourage you to go out and look it up yourself. Take time. Okay? This is really, really, it's important to get this information out. And from my point of view, I don't care if I sound like a broken record. This stuff needs to get out there. I mean, it's discouraging when Facebook censors things and your stats are low, which once used to be high, and all of this. But guess what? I keep going. Why? Because the information has to get out there, because things are changing every 5 minutes and somebody needs to know about it, because the propaganda that is being pushed by the state-run media is all a bunch of freaking lies. And somebody has to tell the truth. Somebody has to get the facts out there. And it's not so much about the messenger either. It's about the message. It's about what is being told. And if you question anything that anybody says, go out and check it out yourself. Hey, don't believe me. Go out and check this stuff out on your own. And listen to all these programs that are out there. Alex Jones, Glenn Beck, Michael Savage, Brian Lang, read Nick Tucker's stuff, all this, because you might find something in there that might answer your questions. And if they don't, and if you still have questions, that's the fine time you need to pick yourself up and go out and check this stuff out yourself. Okay? Like I said, things change every 5 minutes. We got to keep on top of this stuff. Especially me. I mean, Nick Tucker's doing it, Brian Lang's doing it, Robert Bruce is doing it. We're all doing our part. But it's going to be you to assess the information and to, draw your own conclusion on it. There you go. Hey, I'm only going to go an hour right now, so I got to get out of here. I got stuff to do, folks. I got stuff to do. So, dinner doesn't cook itself. I'll talk to you guys later. AmericanLibertyRadio.com is the website. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com is the email address. I want to hear from you. Check it out, man. I want to hear from you. Seriously, okay? Please, let me know what's on your mind. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio.com is a website. I say this on my podcast. Liberty is the road and freedom is the goal.